Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, NASCAR Cup Series, Advent Health 400 from Kansas Speedway. This is race 9 of the 2026 season. 5-3 on the picks, including that big win, first-time win for Ty Gibbs back last week in Bristol. This is the 41st race at the Kansas Speedway. We got 400.5 miles, 267 laps, 3 stages, 80, 85, and 102. Fuel window, 62 to 70 laps, 9 sets of tires. I know there's been a lot of talk here lately about stages. Now, I know people aren't stupid, but I see a lot of people making statements like about comparing NASCAR to football and hockey because they have, quarters. Unlike those kind of sports, when there's a stage break, it's not like the drivers come in pits, get out of the car, go sit in the back and get a juice box and a bag of chips and chill for 5 minutes. It's a pit stop. Literally, it's just a pit stop. It's the same if somebody spins out. You just get points at these two spots. I know that's a problem with people as well. And here's the thing. And when stage racing first came about in 2017, I wasn't a fan either. But when I realized that the competition ramps up when it gets close to the end of the stage, instead of having the field just making laps, you have the people actually racing for something because there's points, and the most valuable thing in NASCAR is points. What's the problem? But I know Talladega and Daytona are a couple different issues, and I don't honestly think the change in the stages that they're doing for next week, which we'll talk more about that next week, is going to actually matter there, in my opinion. But here we go. 62 to 70 fuel mileage, must pit in each stage. So that's going to change it as well. If there is tire wear, as long as we have tire wear, they split these two stages in half, boom. We get pit stops, could be green flag pit stops, could be cautions. Who knows, Kansas Speedway, some races have a lot of cautions, some don't. And what's weird is, with this car, since they've been at Kansas, we had 2 races, 6 or 7 cautions, then we had 10. 2 races, I think there was 7 on one race, 9 on the other, then we had 11. Then we had 7 and 9. So is this going to be one of those races where we have 10 or more? Or is this going to be one of those races where we have that 7 and 9 range? We don't know till we get there, till we start racing on Sunday. Chevrolet has won 4 straight. Toyota won 4 straight prior to that. So it's been a minute since Ford's won here at Kansas Speedway. 12 of the last 13 winners qualified in the top 10. Now, there it is. Qualifying is so vitally important. And I know a lot of people, you can't pass in this car, which we all know is a lie because there's some races that are just unbelievable, and we see a ton of passing. I know there's all kinds of narratives out there that people want to spew, but that's cool. But the fact that 12 of the last 13 races, there's only been 8 with this car. So that dates back to the prior car. So 12 of the last 13 winners qualified in the top 10. So the top 10 qualifiers for tomorrow are later today: Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, Ty Gibbs, Kyle Larson, Chase Briscoe, Carson Hocevar, Chris Buescher, Daniel Suarez, Ryan Blaney, and Bubba Wallace. Those are typically the drivers that run well here. Kyle Larson has won 2 of the last 4, while HMS has won 3 of the last 4. Now, 27 of the 40 races. So we have 40 races since 2001 at Kansas Speedway. 27 times the winner qualified in the top 10. So that covers every generation of car that's raced at Kansas Speedway. And for some of you, that's prior to the 550 package, mind you, and prior to this car. So you can't blame this car. You can't blame the 550 package. So Kansas Speedway, 27 of 40 times, the winner qualified in the top 10. All right, now, On these intermediate cookie cutter tracks, and I don't mean to use the word cookie cutter, but that's kind of what they are. Talking to the Las Vegas, Kansas, Texas, Charlotte. We're going to add Chicagoland to that. 28 races in the Gen 7 era. Ross Chastain has an average finish at 9.87 with 2 wins. William Byron 10.64 with 2 wins. Kyle Larson 11.04 with 4 wins. Christopher Bell 12.5 with a win. Denny Hamlin 12.5 with 4 wins. Joey Logano 13.5 with 3 wins. Tyler Reddick 14.8 with 2 wins. Alex Bowman 14.45 and a win. Chase Elliott 15.48, 2 wins. Brad Keselowski 15.75. Now if we bring that sample size down a little bit to the last 13 races, so that covers the last 2 seasons. Christopher Bell 8.58 and a win. Kyle Larson 10.82 and 3 wins. Ross Chastain 10.92 and 2 wins. And no, I don't think Ross Chastain is going to be a big factor here because it seems like Trackhouse does not have the speed here in 2026. Chase Elliott 10.92 and 2 wins. William Byron 11.08. Joey Logano 12.67 and 2 wins. Chase Briscoe 15.08. Denny Hamlin 15.17 and 2 wins. Brad Keselowski 15.42. And Chris Buescher 15.5. Now, if you look at the last 7 races on these intermediate tracks, cookie cutter type tracks, talking about the Vegas, Kansas, Texas, and Charlotte, Christopher Bell, this is just last year, and then the one race this year in Vegas. Christopher Bell, 6.16. Kyle Larson, 9.83. Chase Briscoe, 9.83. Ross Chastain, 10.0. And Chase Elliott, 11.0. In the last 8 Kansas races, so this is the 8 races at Kansas Speedway since we've been in the Gen 7 car. Kyle Larson, 6.25, 2 wins. Denny Hamlin, 7.5 and a win. Christopher Bell, 8.75. Alex Bowman, this is actually one of his better tracks, 9.85 average finish in those 8 races. He needs a solid top 10 finish. Not that he's going to be able to make up all the points, but I think he needs to start chipping away at it. He needs some confidence. Ross Chastain for 10.13 and 1 win. Now, maybe Trackhouse finds the speed. Maybe Trackhouse is able to come to Kansas and have a good weekend. Now, right now, starting off, Shane Van Gisbergen is starting 17th. Connor Zilisch starting 36th, and where is Ross Chastain starting 31st? So in qualifying, they didn't have a lot of speed. Chase Elliott 10.13 and a win. Ryan Blaney 11.5. William Byron 12.25, and Bubba Wallace 14.88. Now, if we break that down a little bit more, just to the 2 Kansas races in 2025, Christopher Bell average finish 2.5. Kyle Larson 3.5. Now we all know his last win came at Kansas last May, so he's going on a year without a victory. Yes. I don't have a problem with that. He can go the rest of the year without a win, as far as I'm concerned. Chase Briscoe 4.0. Chase Elliott 8.0 average finish. Chris Buescher 11.5. Tyler Reddick 12.0. Todd Gilliland 12.0. Ryan Blaney 13.5. And Ross Chastain 14.5. Now, if we look again at the top 10 qualifiers, Tyler Reddick, he does run well at Kansas, so there's 23.11. We know a few years ago, 23.11 swept both races at Kansas Speedway. He's got an average finish last year of 12.0, so they've always brought speed. Denny Hamlin, we know he always runs well here. 7.5 average finish in the Gen 7 car at Kansas. Ty Gibbs, he typically does not run well here, but with the confidence he has last week, we know Toyota's kind of on a hot streak this year. So I look for a big day from him. Maybe not a win, but definitely a big day for points. Kyle Larson, Chase Briscoe, Carson Hocevar, Chris Buescher, and Nino Suarez, and Ryan Blaney. Blaney typically doesn't run well here, but he had a fast car there in practice. Again, Ford hasn't been running well this year or at these intermediate tracks. So that's that again. 12 of the last 13 qualifying in the top 10. All right, so points after race 28 of 26, because we know we have the chase that starts with 10 to go. Obviously, the win and in is gone, so it's all about points. top 16 make the chase. We have the predetermined separation, and we count points for 10 races added to that, and then we create our champion. I know there's a lot of talk about waivers and why we need a waiver and why drivers can't just race and stuff. So right now, Tyler Reddick has 4 wins. He's won 4 of 8 races. He has a 62-point lead over Ryan Blaney. Now, I don't think, personally, that Tyler Reddick, for instance, he's got a race lead in points, basically. And he goes to Denny Hamlin, Michael Jordan. He goes, all right, guys, my kids want to do X, Y, and Z. We got Talladega coming up next week. I hate Talladega, to be honest with you. I'm going to set Talladega out and go do something with the kids. We're going to go on a little vacation. We need it. All right, peace out. See y'all in Texas. I wouldn't want to see that. And so by having the rule that you have the most attempt to qualify all races, stops drivers from doing it. I know somebody's going to say, well, drivers didn't do it back in the day. Well, this isn't back in the day. This is now. And people could. So to keep from having that even come up, it's best to have, and NASCAR doesn't typically deny waivers. I know there's been talk of Corey Heim getting a waiver in the Truck Series. He chose to run part-time, so he shouldn't get one. Alex Bowman has an injury, a head injury, that vertigo, and yeah, he deserves to get one. I believe he got one, but there's been so much talk about that. All right, Denny Hamlin is third with minus 86. Ty Gibbs fourth, minus 105. Chase Elliott, minus 122. Kyle Larson, minus 126. William Byron, minus 141. Bubba Wallace moved up to 8th, minus 150. Christopher Bell in 9th, minus 155. Chris Buescher, minus 156. Brett Keselowski, minus 157. Joey Logano, minus 168. Carson Hocevar, Ryan Preece, each minus 177. Daniel Suarez, minus 194. And Shane Van Gisbergen, minus 209 and 16th. Currently 17th in points is Chase Briscoe, minus 1 from the cut. Austin Cindric is minus 5 from the cut line. Michael McDowell minus 6. AJ Allmendinger minus 21. Ross Chastain minus 24. Zane Smith minus 33. Eric Jones minus 44. Kyle Busch minus 46. Josh Berry minus 49. Todd Gilliland minus 50. Austin Dillon minus 53. John Hunter Nemechek minus 66. Riley Herbst minus 68. Ricky Stenhouse minus 70. Noah Gragson minus 73. Ty Dillon minus 82. Connor Zilisch minus 93. Cole Custer minus 101. Cody Ware minus 113. And Alex Bowman minus 153. Alright, on NASCAR Fantasy Live, I look at all these stats from the intermediates from Kansas, decide who I'm going to put in. 5 starters are going to be Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, and Chase Briscoe. In the garage, I'm going to have Bubba Wallace. On my head-to-heads, Gibbs Wallace, I'm taking Wallace. Reddick Larson, I'm taking Reddick. Chastain Elliott, I'm taking Elliott. Byron Blaney, I'm taking Byron. And so my 4 picks to win the Advent Health 400 from Kansas Motor Speedway: Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, and Bubba Wallace. Those are the picks. Again, I am 5-3 on the Cup picks. Picked Ty Gibbs last week. Kind of took a little pride in that one. I picked him a few times in the past, but it's glad to see him get his first win. Well deserved from that kid. The kid's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders, and I'm hoping that was the first win of many. Hopefully Bubba Wallace can get another win here as well and continue moving up in the points and continue the season that 23XI has had. Alright, that is the NASCAR Cup Series Advent Health 400. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports sound content.